Hey everybody, welcome to the second episode of SoftwillyTalks. This is a series where I get asked questions for advice. You guys bring me some issues or you guys bring me some challenges you're dealing with, and I could definitely try and help give you some advice. So today we're going to start out with one that I saw was pretty common. This one has to do with anxiety and medical challenges. So anonymous user messaged me saying, maybe you can use this for your video. I've been struggling with severe anxiety for a while now. My family has a history of medical problems and it continues still. I really don't want to go on medication. What do you think I should do? Personally, I have really no experience personally with anxiety. I've always just been able to, keep my composure. I've had maybe 2 or 3 panic attacks bad, and those really sucked. Like on the floor, freaking out, can't breathe. So I can understand that. I think that it's best that you try and stay away from medication. I personally feel that if you go onto medication, it really should be if it's last situation, like where you really do need it. Because I personally feel that medication kind of does harm you. You're kind of just letting that medication help aid you, and it's definitely, if that problem exists, I personally feel that it can still somehow manage to be fixed or overcome naturally as well. Whether you need to actually just speak with someone more, voice your feelings a lot more, and get reassurance that things are going to be okay. Just because your family has a history of medical problems doesn't mean that you have to necessarily fall into that category. My family has history of some medical issues as well. My mom has multiple diseases, and I there's not a single day that I think I'm gonna have that, because it's all a mental game. Life is just a huge mental game. If you can really beat that, then you're set. So I really think that I think that it comes down to just how you live your life. If you get upset by a lot of things, I think that the number one thing to do would probably be set your hopes lower than expected about certain things. Don't have such high expectations, and really just try and live fluid, not so rigid. If something goes wrong, it goes wrong in life. Things are not going to go the way you want it to. A lot of things in life happen for a reason. And I think, based on observation in my life so far, things that happen for a reason tend to usually work out, And in terms of worrying and such, if something happens to you, if something, really bothers you or upsets you, if it really doesn't bother you, like within 5 years, if you have to think in the long run, if it's not going to really affect you within like 5 years or something, it's really not worth getting really too upset over. You can get upset over it, but don't let it tear your day down. Don't let it, tear you apart mentally. So you just got to go into life, thinking that every day, one step at a time. Don't think of it like everything is going to be so detrimental, and, just live easy. It's really easy to live easy, right? All right, this next one here we go. It says, hi, I'm a first year student and I need help with procrastination. Probably pretty lame compared to other urgent problems other people have. I am pretty smart and managed to pass school with pretty good grades with a very small amount of studying. Now in university that no longer works, but I still find myself playing games during exam week or scrolling through social media because it's simply fun to do. Do you have any tips to motivate yourself and stay focused? I do have some tips to motivate yourself. Again, what you're doing, man, is what I did in school too. So it's like, I see myself in a lot of this, because I would know that I had a final coming up and I'm sitting here playing, Counter-Strike or something like that. So I understand completely. I think when it comes down to motivation, it's like you have to think big picture. You have to think big picture, and then you have to think small picture. Big picture, why are you in school? Because you don't want to be like nothing in life. You want to be able to support yourself. You want to be able to hopefully have a family at some point, or maybe if you don't even want kids, you want just some sort of significant other, you want to be able to support them too. It all comes down to that big picture, and then small picture would be every day just getting it done. Get this done. If you get this assignment done today instead of pushing it off for tomorrow, then the next day will be so much easier. And I think a lot of us, just as humans, we don't necessarily think about the future. We kind of just like think day by day, which is, like, we get lazy at that point. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't get this assignment done because you can just do it tomorrow, well, you didn't really think about tomorrow, because now tomorrow you're going to probably have more stress, So for me, I always got my stuff in school. I always got my stuff done the day it was due. And if I couldn't, I would always write it down on a sticky note, like right at my computer, so I would remember. Only because I would forget. To motivate yourself, I think you need to surround yourself with people who have that mindset of like, we need to get this done. It's definitely important to surround yourself with other people. You can't be expected to do it all on your own. Self-motivation is pretty hard to do, I will say. And for me, I was always motivated by other people. Like I can get things done. I can go to the to my computer or my library that I was studying at, and get things done. But really, in like a group, you really get things done, because like another person there to like be there with you, it's like the best thing in the world. So I would say having a tip would be like, just hang out with somebody, and really try and get that motivation in. If you want to play video games, don't get me wrong. Video games are like my stress relief, right? So I would typically study and then play some games. You need to like control that though, because what I would do is I would study for a little bit and then play like 2 times the amount of video games and then go back to studying. It should be the other way around, right? And I'm very hypocritical saying this, but I knew it when I was doing it, right? You need to like study for 20 minutes and game for like 5. So find like a game that you can play and then just go right back to it. That's like the best way to learn, is to get your mind off of it and go back to it. That's just the greatest way to study. I personally don't believe in studying straight through 100%, because you're just going to burn yourself out, so that, you need to really gauge and manage your time. Everything in life comes down to managing time. All right, so we have one more today, and this person said, I got over-rejected by a girl I liked, and as a result, I have started to focus on myself, improvements such as losing weight and focusing more on school, and taking care and loving myself more. But I wanted to know if there are any recommendations on what else I should work on. I mean, dude, it seems like you pretty much worked yourself out here. You kind of just like, hit the nail on the head. That's really good that you're working on yourself. Losing weight's very important. It's not because you're doing it for them as much as you're doing it for yourself. Your weight personally, that's you, man. Like that's you and your life, which is awesome. That's really good. Sometimes you can use somebody else as motivation to lose weight. I totally get that. Like I'm just going, off a whim here. Like, let's just say that there's someone that's really like, fit and attractive at the gym, right? And you want to get to that point. You need someone to, get motivation from. I think that you really are on a right path. Self-improvement is great. Make sure you're doing it for yourself. You can have motivation from others, but don't lose the weight because you want to try and get that person, if that makes any sense. Because then that really means that they don't really give a shit about who you are for you. If they didn't like you at one point and now they like you because you're maybe more fit, maybe I'm looking at this the wrong way, but I personally think that you should be doing this for you. Getting rejected by a girl, we all take it to heart, man. You gotta accept it. Seems like you accepted it, that's really good. That's the first step, is accepting it. Some guys, and I hate to say it, but a lot of guys can't accept that. A lot of dudes are persistent for all the wrong reasons. They think that when a girl says no, like, they can just keep persisting and they can just keep going for her that gets a little controversial there. I'm not saying that girls don't do that too, because everyone really does it, but you have to be mature and understand when someone says no, then that's okay. There's always someone else for you, but I really think that you're doing the right thing. You've accepted it. You're moving on. You're working on yourself. You're focusing on school. Loving yourself is super, super, super important, man. And you're doing that. So, you seem like you've worked it all out yourself. Any recommendations? No, not really. I think that you're on the right path, man. I really do. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this next episode. I'm still a little sick. I'm sorry for the lack of posts. I don't know what's going on with me. I've had like a runny nose for the past like week and a half to 2 weeks, constantly coughing, and so I'm gonna constantly try and pump these out. But it's super difficult when I'm behind on one video for my main channel, and I'm trying to post here as well. I know that this channel means a lot to some people, and it means a lot to myself as well. So excuse me. Yeah, see, like I'm like burping and getting all like weird and shit. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will be trying to pump out the next episode soon. If you have anything you want me to talk about, please comment it down below. Otherwise, you can DM me on Twitter, and then I'll just use that screenshot there. All right, I hope you all have a wonderful day.
A one, a two, a one, two. 目の前の扉を開けたら春だぜ。鳥たちの聞き手待ち合わせ。君へ向かう信号は青空色。駆け出せばいい。